Hello again, everyone. This is Louis Setti speaking as the Blue Ridge Reporter on Saturday, January 28, 2012. And today I'd like to talk about Dr. Ron Paul and Governor Christy of New Jersey. They have a very striking similarity, and I think that should be pointed out, not simply for the sake of the interest there might be in the similarity, but what it might mean for a Ron Paul presidency, and more importantly, what it means for the spread of the libertarian philosophy that Ron Paul is so successfully promulgating. And here's the consistency. Recently, within the last week, Governor Christy announced that he was appointing the first openly gay, as it's called, homosexual lawyer to the New Jersey Supreme Court. I should point out that the culture has slipped so far into the abyss that there was a time when openly gay would be known for what it was, which was brazenly homosexual. But we're beyond such stark terminology now. In any event, Governor Christy is going to make this appointment, and having been in New Jersey most of my life, and I'm pleased that I'm gone from it now for more than a decade, I predict, even from this distance geographically and in time, that New Jersey will, the Senate, and will go along with the nomination. I also think that, as Governor Christy said, this will be a celebration of New Jersey diversity, which is another reason why I'm glad I left that state. Dr. Ron Paul is a libertarian. I don't know exactly what Governor Christie's political philosophy is. I suspect he's simply what's called a moderate Republican, which is really a liberal, populist-style Republican. He's moved by where the people are, philosophically, politically speaking, at any given moment. He's not particularly tied to a philosophical point of view regarding all things, at least, except perhaps for the financial and tax issues, but even that is merely a gradation of difference from what the Democrat positions are. Now, Ron Paul is a principled libertarian, which can be boiled down to this, as he said, that he opposes aggression against non-aggressors. He views homosexuals as non-aggressors, and the aggression would be the force of law to somehow prohibit or penalize that conduct. Notice that the libertarian takes out of the picture any reference to God. It's simply a philosophical analysis, aggressor against the non-aggressor, and therefore Ron Paul is favorable to homosexuals regarding their practices, though, as people once said regarding abortion, he may be personally opposed, but he would not want to impose his morality on the homosexuals. But in fact, it's the morality of God. But we're not going to get into that discussion right now. So Ron Paul, then, it would seem, would be similar, in fact identical, regarding outcomes with Governor Christy, because what would prevent Ron Paul from appointing an openly gay lawyer to the United States Supreme Court? There is no philosophical impediment to that. Christians should be aware of this in their fascination with the libertarian politics of Ron Paul. Well, they might say, but Ron Paul would only be a president and therefore would not have any consequence for the states because there's such a narrow band of what the Constitution provides for in the way of legitimate authority by the United States government, and therefore a like-minded constitutional believer, follower, like Ron Paul, someone fastidiously faithful to the Constitution, would not impose his morality regarding homosexuality on the population at large because his jurisdiction would not encompass that. But the issue is not the office Ron Paul aspires to, which, by the way, he's never going to occupy. The issue is the spread of this popularity of the libertarian philosophy, which will spread all through the country, and therefore libertarians, if they take power in the various states, would be, like Ron Paul, would be pleased to appoint openly homosexuals to high judicial positions. Don't forget, Ron Paul voted to end the don't ask, don't tell prohibition regarding the military. So now, as they say, openly gay persons can serve in the military, shower in the barracks with the rest of the guys, because Ron Paul said, as long as the behavior is not disruptive, then what is the issue? I would propose, by the way, you might as well put women in the barracks with men, share the showers, and as long as it's not disruptive, who's to care? Now, you laugh at that, but that's as laughable as thinking openly gay homosexuals in the showers with the fellas doesn't pose the same level of, shall we say, disruption. So, in understanding really what the Ron Paul philosophy implies as it has become more popular for all of America, the proposed appointment by Governor Christy of New Jersey of an openly homosexual lawyer to the New Jersey Supreme Court is an example of the results of libertarian thinking. Thank you very much. This is Louis Setti, the Blue Ridge Reporter.